Hello? Oh no. It turns out that my mic wasn't recording because Elgato has a bug where if you don't click on the commentary icon to turn it on and off, it will not record. I'm sorry, that was terrible of me. Also, I fixed the audio with the Elgato, so you should not hear echoing in the background if you ever did at all because my editing skills were that good. But anyway, let's continue. Gotta get this launch correct. Oh yeah, that's my best one yet. And also, it looks like the AIs were updated, so they actually perform like drivers instead of cars on a, cars on a rail, which is nice. Thank you, developers. If that indeed happened, or I was just being terribly unlucky with AI. Although they still will run into you like crazy. Oh, okay, that was me running into him. That's entirely my fault. But anyway, what I was talking about earlier is basically something I haven't talked about on the channel yet, surprisingly. I am actually in the vulnerable category for you-know-what. So what that means, why I'm in the vulnerable category at 24 is because I'm on Remicade, so my immune system is decreased to help keep my immune system from killing, from annoying my digestive tract and causing it to inflame and whatnot, and like 5,000 other things that happens when you have Crohn's colitis. So because I have Remicade, it decreases the immune system, which means I can more easily get the virus. And the virus will be much worse, which has the added symptom of if you're not in the 3%, if you're not in the potential 3%, if you're not invulnerable, and by 3% I mean the 3% who can die from this thing, then if you're not in that vulnerable category, you don't really have much to worry about, although it can happen from what I've heard. Of course I'm not a professional in this, I'm just a guy. But just a guy who pays attention to stuff and accumulates information like no one's business. It can happen, but it's incredibly rare. But anyway, it adds the symptom of one shutting off to it's pretty much the flu, except worse and more worrying and much more contagious. Yes, flu is contagious at all. Is flu contagious? I actually don't know. I think it is, but anyway. So yeah, that's sad. But fortunately, Jacksonville has only had one case because Jacksonville is also Duval County. And that's good. And they're in hospital and everything's fine. We're keeping it from spreading at least because that first case was was basically at the end of last week, and so as far as we can tell the virus anyway, because lack of test kits, lack of testing basically only really only really Germany seems to have it down pat on how to test and having the test kits. But America is going to have the vaccine. Yes, Germany may be able to produce test kits. I'm not sure with anybody. It's weird. But we'll have the vaccine and we'll be able to share it with everybody. It's America. But anyway. And also, there's a vaccine being worked on. It just started being worked on today, and apparently, at least judging from the presidential, the U.S. President talking on TV about it with experts, mind you, who are actual experts, not appointed by him, I think. But anyway. But anyway, so. It would appear that. I mean, basically, there's a vaccine being worked on. It's basically the quickest vaccine in history to be started made, or at least the quickest for something like this to be made. Said one of the top officials in the country about such matters. But anyway, so yeah. But anyway, so yeah. And basically, don't worry about me. I'll stay indoors and basically quarantine myself, despite that not being something that is happening much in Florida. It's happening in Miami a little bit, but it's not. We're not like California at all. Or New York. We're not nearly that bad. We have some counties that are like 4 counties. That are pretty bad, including Miami and a county next to it. That's bad. Jack's Beach is having to take measures such as closing bars and stuff like that after a certain time. So people who are my age or younger don't have access to them in order to help stem the disease. But yeah. So. Basically, so if I wasn't going to stay at home anyway to stop the spread of the disease, which I don't know if that's actual quarantine or not. Basically, the quarantine is to keep the disease from spreading. Do you actually need to have a disease to spread? Is what I'm getting at. Do you quarantine people who have disease, or do you quarantine people who do not have disease? I mean, the word is being used to do in both aspects, but I know it's used for stopping person with disease from spreading disease. But that could be in DUIs instead of just staying at home. And also, I do have 2 grandparents who are over 70, so there's also that. And also, I don't have much need to go outside anyway. Like for example, the only 2 needs I need to do is go to my local tabletop shop D3 to play test alpha of my tabletop RPG, and also look at a Mustang for the new car. I didn't realize the race was over. And look at a Mustang and ask about the Mach-E, which I'll go over in the next episode of Your First Car Journey, as well as I actually want to make more videos going into detail about the cars that I'm actually looking at. But anyway, so yeah, there's that. Also, one last thing which I need to recap from the last episode. From the last gameplay, from the last video, which you missed because my issues of not checking the mic was working. Is basically, let's actually continue. Is basically, I've driven 40 miles 3 times. Actually, I've driven 40 miles 4 or 5 times already. And across 8 mile long bridge as well, going across the city of Jacksonville on an interstate. Which, if you know what Florida driving is like, or at least heard the meme, that's no small feat. Because our drivers are a bit crazy, and you need to be either really safe driver to survive on our roads, or really crazy to survive on our roads. There's not much middle ground for normal drivers. Not that our roads are scary, mind you, it's just some of them are. And I first drove on one of them. But anyway. And also one day I want to actually do car reviews and whatnot. Vlogs while driving. So that's why I'm doing this as well, so I can actually talk and see if I'm doing well. Which one was perfect. I mean, I'm getting really good at this, and I'm a bit tired too, so that helps my endurance as well. But anyway, all right, let's continue. Yes. Getting red, that's fantastic. You're just like, do I want for Loris actually? Nah, I think I'll stick with the default. I like the default. Yeah, let's actually switch cars. Wait for the track to load. That's the track loading, that's not actually going to the race. Which does scare me every single time.